That's actually a really cool find. It's a pretty decent size level 4, especially for the way moose are scoring right now. Like, I think if moose were scoring properly, or at least the way they used to, he might even be a good bit bigger, but I think that can make gold. And as I just mentioned, they've been scoring weird lately, so it's really tough to get diamond, and I don't have any moose in the trophy lodge. So that could definitely be our first for the new lodge, and I want to try to get him with the bow, so we're going to go, I think we have to go all the way around over towards where that elk is, but if we place a marker where our moose is, hopefully we can get over there and get him with the bow. Like, he's standing near some brush, so we can probably get to within 40 meters, and that's a very sizable target, so it should be doable. We just got to get around there to where we can actually get a decent angle on him, and the wind's good. And it's only 11 in-game, so we got plenty of time to do this. And I'm trying to get stuff with the bow again, so I think that could be a cool one. Actually, if he stays there, I can't tell how far he is from this brush, but if we could get into that, I mean, we're looking at a super close shot, and even if we can't, I think we can get to within 40. But he's moving around over there a little bit, and kind of the idea with bow hunting for this was to show a bit more of the stock and the approach and stuff, or I guess setting up and calling them in if we had a caller. So I want to try to keep more of this kind of thing in these videos, because I find it interesting, probably more interesting than just spotting an animal and then kind of cutting to shooting it with a bow. But he's still calm. We're only 80 away, so again, I'm fairly comfortable at 40, especially with no crosswind. But if we can get to 20 and just kind of guarantee a super safe, pretty easy shot, I would definitely prefer that. Honestly, I think we can get to that brush there. And I think that'll be around 20 or 30. So we'll see if we can scoot into there. Just kind of perfect setup for him to be drinking here. Like, of all the places he could have been, he picked a pretty good one where we could approach him with good wind and everything. But we're actually a bit further than I thought we'd be getting to this brush, and he's attentive there. I think if we slow crawl, we can probably get to 40 without alerting him anymore. And then I think we're just going to go for a 40-meter shot. Like, I'm pretty confident that we can do that. So already 0 for 40. And we'll kind of just cover a few more meters just to hopefully make sure we're not going to hit low. I got to be careful I don't get too close and end up hitting highs, so I think we're going to call this good. And he's actually moving, attentive, and should be smoked. Yeah, he's dropping, so I'd really love for him to land good for a screenshot. That would be just kind of a massive bonus. Doesn't look like he did, but it'd be nice to get a screenshot, you know, with both antlers showing and everything, though they fixed it to where antlers shouldn't clip through the ground. I'm curious what this is going to do. I haven't really shot any moose that I've cared to screenshot since they did that, so what does this end up looking like? It kind of maybe could be okay. Yeah. Little unfortunate he's in the water. I forgot they did that, so much nicer looking screenshot than I thought it would be. I'm going to stomp down this grass too, just so there's not some clipping through his body. That actually looks really cool. I need to remember that they've done that now and make sure I take advantage of getting these nice screenshots when we find cool animals. But it is a gold at 222. Not by a ton, but I mean, the whole thing for me has been diamonds or rares that are gold or better. Definitely one for the trophy lodge. Pretty good double lung shot. I'm happy with that. I don't know, there's something about bow hunting. I guess it's fairly obvious, but it really gets a lot more adrenaline out of the game for me, and I enjoy that, so I need to really do more of it. But first moose for the trophy lodge. We started that lodge back in February. That's the first moose that we're actually adding to it, but it's a pretty cool one. Huh. I didn't even realize that was very big when I went to spot it. 361 to 464, though? He's gonna score, like, really high. And he's by himself, so it's like none of the other ones respawned yet. 3. I'm not going to do the math. You guys told me not to do the math. But that's like the highest scoring one that I've seen. Because I saw one of the... I got kicked out of a multiplayer session with one with this rack. But he only went up to 450 something. Just one of the... Okay, yeah, so there are bulls here. For some reason, this dude just thought he'd stand out in the open. It's got to be a 12, thick boy. I like how he's just standing down there, asking me to shoot him. Well, that's a good respawn. I've seen this a couple of times, by the way, with the respawns, where, like, there's that one other bull there, but it seems like there's a lot more males at a zone, and then I kill a bunch, and then one comes back and it's a diamond. Like, I wonder if that's an intentional thing. But we're at about 100 meters. We're zeroed for 100 meters. And that should be perfect. He's going down pretty quick. So unfortunately, he's the big rack, which you'll probably never hear me say that about anything else, but the big rack diamond elk don't look as good as like the middle size rack in my opinion. So that's a little bit unfortunate from my view, but that was 100. He should be at least like 410. Honestly, he's not bad looking. He's got decent mass, I guess. Let's see. Elk is his... Oh, yeah. Big male. 412, and he's a max weight. So that explains why he's such a high score, but 412.8. Somebody said 412.5? Eric, you almost nailed that. I mean, yeah, that's not terrible looking. I've seen a lot worse looking big rack ones, but I wish he had like more length on the brow tines and stuff. I really like what that Piebald Moose does for this room. I mean, having a good sized piebald as the mount over the door, to me that just looks so cool. And I talked about this room in a video a couple of days ago, like trying to complete it with some of the bigger species for these two big plaques, and I want to replace the lion eventually, but that looks really cool, and I just didn't think I'd be getting a moose for this. I mean, diamond moose right now are so hard to get. Like, even max weight ones sometimes end up scoring gold. I think there's a bug where they're just not scoring as high as they should. But to get a good sized piebald, I think that's really nice, and I'm really glad we got that with the bow. That actually ended up being pretty cool as well. But then there was that elk, and, like, I don't know why. I guess it was because Silver Ridge Peaks came out. It actually came out a week later, but the creator access to the map was the day after we shot this elk, so it never actually made it onto YouTube, and I realized that, and I figured I should probably put it in a video, because, I mean, it was huge. It was max weight, 412.8, and as I said, I actually like the smaller diamond elk rack better, but this one is pretty cool, the way that it almost is like a red deer at the top with all the extra tines, but it doesn't look bad. I just like the other one a bit better. But yeah, figured I should actually put that on YouTube since it never actually made it there, and it actually makes for a pretty cool multi-mount. A max weight, huge diamond elk, and a melanistic mountain lion over here. Pretty dang cool, and I thought, you know, put the two together since they were both shot on Layton, but yeah, in case you guys have seen this in another video and didn't know where it came from, that's where it came from. It was shot on Twitch nearly a month ago at this point. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.